There we are, live, that's right. Doc Martin from Behind the Book, reading what, who? Well, that's over at KRAZ TV. This is book reviews at Zero Channel. It's the adult side of KRAZTV.com. Of course, I've been doing a lot of Civil War and other things like that, and so I found this new book, The $1 Million Man Who Helped Kill a President. George Washington Gayle and the assassination of Abraham Lincoln. The untold story of the arrest, guilty plea, and presidential pardon of the man who bankrolled one of the world's most famous assassins. This is by Christopher Lyle Mcllwain Sr. But it is doubtful that it's proof that he did bankroll. Whoops. But anyway, it's an excellent book. About half of it's in notes, but I read every word of it, and it kind of coincided with the pardons. We had a book report on the lost indictment of Robert E. Lee, if you look back, and then it kind of went along with all of that. Of course, in this book, Robert E. Lee was never mentioned, but Jefferson Davis was held, and then this guy was George Washington Gayle, was eventually apprehended. He was from Alabama, but he was born in South Carolina. And he took out an ad saying he'd give $1 million, but he didn't have it. I mean, he said he'd give 1,000 of his own money, but when they started to indict him and stuff, he said, well, it was a joke, or I was drinking and it was a stupid thing and it was crazy, and there's no proof. Of course, they shot Booth as soon as they caught him or interrogated him, so well, actually, they shot him before he was interrogated, or he might have let on it. But this may have been the impetus for him to think that, well, if he did kill Lincoln, he could go to him and get a payday. So, crazy story. Just more of American history, and it helps us, enlightens us. And, I mentioned in the other book that in the very beginning, a long time ago, Andrew Johnson did own slaves, but there was no mention of that in this book. So anyways, it's the $1 Million Man who helped kill a president, George Washington Gayle, and the assassination of Abraham Lincoln, Christopher Lyle Mcllwain Sr. Get this at your library like we did at the Tucson-Pima County Library. And yes, if you can, help donate to us over at KRAZTV.com. And thanks for watching all of our shows at KRAZTV.com. And yes, don't do anything stupid like this guy did. Thank you. Goodbye.